I think I would challenge the word failure. I think there's a level of challenge, and actually, even if you close your business, I don't see that necessarily as being a failure. Sometimes that can be a good outcome in terms of saving money and enabling a clean break onto something else. So I think just picking up on the words, pick yourself up after failure is actually a negative generalization, and actually just to, there's actually no answer to that question, oddly enough. We need to be a bit more specific, as David said, but I think it's also a negative generalization, which means it's flawed fundamentally, and that creates stasis. So just in terms of the detail of the question, I think the other thing which David mentioned is should failure be in our vocabulary? Does it exist? I think the other thing is, it depends what type of failure. When I was thinking about failure, I was, in terms of, you've got the collapse of businesses where pride's a real issue, and pride stops you from actually seeing the issue and admitting to the problem, which is a big problem. But actually, there are other sort of intermediate types of failure when someone might tell you something you don't want to hear. And our typical reaction to that is to reject it or label it or say, Nick is this or David is that, rather than actually take the time to actually understand specifically what that person's referring to. And I think that's particularly important if you're feeling a bit proud, or if you're in a sort of communications breaking down a bit. I think the other thing is, if someone's delivering bad news to you, ask yourself the question, have they got your best interests at heart? Which rather sort of brings me to the Brexit negotiations. But anyway, that's a bit of a distraction. So I think the other side of this is around, the metaphor of dropping your guard with Tyson. The only time you notice you've dropped your guard is when Tyson smacks you on the chin, which certainly I'd imagine could do damage, right? And I think that the large part of failure is actually preparing yourself for it, if there is such a thing, and making sure you're strong.